you want to attend the next ARG regional event? Make sure you pre-register online at dragonballsuper-regionals.com. The next event is scheduled for the weekend of February 24th and 25th in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. Can't do a regional event? Don't forget about the ARG State Championships in your area. Visit argcircuitseries.com for a list of locations by state where you can battle for the title of champion on February 17th or 18th. Participants will be playing for 7 exclusive top 8 cloth playmats, 1 exclusive champion cloth playmat, 1 round bye to ARG Circuit Summer Invitational, and much more. If you want to really test your skills, head to Pro Play Games in Miami, Florida, home to 3 regional champions and an additional prizing of up to $1,000. Or find your way to the Comic Vault in Altoona, Pennsylvania to face off against KitchenTableMeta pro players. If you can't make it to one of these events, don't forget to visit argcircuitseries.com to find a list of stores holding ARG state championships near you.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to round 8 Dragon Ball Super card game here at Dragon Ball Super card game regional here at beautiful Indianapolis. Looks like our opponent's looks like they might have had a little problem at the start. Maybe he drew an extra card, I think, what happened at the very start of this match. It's okay though, we'll get this all situated here. So he gets to look at his hand, choose a card, puts it at the bottom of the deck, shuffle his deck. Just gonna get it fixed up. I think he just drew an extra card during the draw phase. That's okay, a little bit jitters, guys. Remember, this is round 8 right here. This is the win-in for the events. So this will be essentially the winner of this match will make top 16. We have Colby Gerrish on the left playing androids here. This is a KitchenTableMeta pro player. He is currently, let's see, what would it be, 5-2. So he just needs to literally win this game. He gets in the top. Now we have on the right, we have Ellis here, cell player. Same thing, 5-2, win in, gets him straight into top 16. Very exciting for both these players. Very similar decks. Exciting matchup for you guys. Very excited to see what happens in this matchup. Colby playing a mono green android deck. Very interesting deck, which is a big reason why we chose him to put him on stream here. A different take on androids as well. So very, very exciting. Love this deck. We actually play tested quite a bit yesterday. I still think red's very good in the deck, but Colby likes the mono green variant here, and it's done very well for him today. Okay, so Colby attacking 10,000 into 10,000, attacking androids in the cell. Now remember, what Colby wants to do here is he wants to attack cell as much as he can. He does have the energy lead, so that means he has more energy than Connor, so he's going to be able to sell first, which is extremely important in this matchup. So he wants to put as many cards into Connor's hand as he can and then sell in order to get those cards stripped right back out of his hand. Also, the first player to sell is also at a huge advantage for another reason, being that once they sell their opponent goes down to 3 cards, it's very unlikely that those 3 cards are going to be sell. So it's going to be hard for them to sell combo them back. And so it really can be what turns the tide in this kind of mirror match. Now, we don't know if Connor runs the cell combo, but seeing Android 20 being played in energy here, it's very, very possible. Very likely that he does. Now he's attacking 10,000 and into 10,000. Colby's going to take that, go to 7 here. Need to do a better job on the life here. Connor at 6 life. Now Connor having these amazing sleeves, I can tell exactly how much life he has. Very excited. Connor is the MVP already. All right, Colby playing out 3 energy. This should be his cell turn, but it looks like he doesn't have... Actually, I think I see this 3-drop cell in there. Whether or not Colby decides to feint it or not is going to be the other case. Now, he can just attack with androids here first, put some pressure on Connor. However, Connor might sniff this out and just use cards out of his hand to stop this attack, which, again, makes the cell a lot worse. So we'll see what he decides to do here. Yep, he's going to TN. Protects that play. All right, Colby going to play out 3-cost cell. Going to put twin brother underneath of cell here and going to search out a 5-drop cell, getting the 5-drop cell here, 20,000. KO a battle card. Very, very powerful effect. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. All right, going to KO 10 there. Very powerful. The cool thing about killing the 10 there, it stops his opponent from awakening. So right now he doesn't actually have to go up the chain. He doesn't have to continue. One thing I've really noticed about this cell chain, though, is I think Colby will probably go all the way up the chain. Usually if you stop here, unless you have another 3-drop cell, it's very scary to stop there. So we'll see what he does here. He's probably going to attack, put his opponent to 4. We'll see what he decides to do. Looks like his opponent is blue-green, a more defensive version of what Colby's playing, with consistent removal from cell and a lot of defensive cards like Sensu Bean and Wee's Excursion. Colby's going to attack in here 20,000 into 10,000, which will awaken cell. He's going to go for it. I like this play a lot by Colby. Puts a lot of pressure on his opponent, knocks him down to 3 cards in hand, which is pretty devastating. Again, the only way Connor can really play back this or fight back with this is to keep exactly the 3 cards he needs to essentially go up the chain. So he can play out, keep 3 cost and 2 androids. So see what he decides to do here. Connor rolling those sleeves up, ready to go. He said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go. Both these players, fantastic guys, fantastic people. Love watching these 2 decks play. It's super fun to watch them. Both players are very skilled players. Let's see what decides to happen here. And that's it. Colby's passing the turn. Connor readies his energy. Colby taking a look at Connor's deck here, getting an idea what he has. He does have a 5 cost in his hand. I mean, in the discard pile. Those are the cards that he did pitch from the cell ability, 7-drop cell ability. So here he's going 1 under. And he's going to kill cell. Again, Connor down to 4 life, guys. Sorry about that. Super into this game. I'm actually super excited about this game. It's so fun to watch these 2 players play. Going to play out Chilling Terror, Android 17. Colby going to go to 6. Now, that card is a lot more devastating for androids to deal with than it is for Cell. All Cell needs to do is just pitch a card under to kill it. Colby having a lot tougher time finding a way to destroy this, though. But he does have Kel in hand. But the problem is he doesn't have anything to play Kel off of. So he could just play Kel to play Kel, which seems pretty bad. He's going to have to find a way to deal with this. But Android 20 in energy and playing out 5-drop 18. Love this card. Attacking in 20,000. Discard a card. Double strike. Connor going back down to 3 cards in hand. Okay, so here he's jumped the gun. Kind of just jumped the gun a little bit here. He played Trunks here. So what he just has to do is just discard a card. Connor's talking to the judge here. All right, so again, the same thing happens that happened at the start of the game. Colby just takes a look at his hand, picks any card from his hand, and puts it, shuffles it back into his opponent's deck. Now, the bad part about this from Connor is that Colby gets to see his entire hand. And so now he knows what to play around. He's just going to choose the negate and puts all the other cards in his hand. Colby passes turn. Very powerful attack. Colby has a lot of more information on this attack on this game now. He knows a lot of what he can play against. Knows what's happening here. Okay. So here Connor's going to attack it with Mighty Mask, a great threat in this matchup. Love this card. I love how it puts so much pressure on your opponent while getting so much value, especially off androids, because androids is very weak up until 4. Colby down to 4 life. 4 to 4. Again, this is not where you want to be when you're playing Connor. Having this android 18 out here, honestly, one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card in the deck, up to a 25,000 double striker. Super exciting to watch this matchup be played. Now, again, Colby not wanting to awaken here, but does have access to that Kel still. But killing this android seems very bad. He might just choose not to take the cards here. Colby going to protect that Android 18. Remember, it is up to 25K right now. Looks like Colby drawing his 7-drop cell. Not a bad draw. I mean, it's a good energy. It's a quick energy. He does have access to 2 trunks here. Android 18 is up to a 25,000 double striker here. That puts a lot of pressure on his opponents. Again, one of the things to remember is that, so this is 25,000 discard. Connor going to decide what card to discard here. A lot of his cards are really good here. Probably going to choose Android 20 here, but he's actually going to go for Trunks. Interesting. Seems like one of the better cards in this matchup. All right, so he's going to go here. Kill that Chilling Terror. I like this play. I mean, it stinks to lose your Android 18, but you have to awaken and get that card advantage back. I mean, right now, Colby is winning very heavily on card advantage, and he can't afford to lose it just due to a Chilling Terror, and unfortunately, that's the only way he's going to have to do it. Connor going to use a negate. Colby drawing card. Back up to 6 cards in hand. Attacking 15,000. Drawing a card off the attack. So 50,000 to 15,000. We'll see what Connor decides to do here. He might just take it and go to 3. He is going to take it and go to 3 here. Again, very, very fun matchup to watch. I love this matchup. Colby going to play out this free Trunks. Get rid of quite a few cards in his drop zone, as it turns out. Chooses one mysterious card to put in. Has another Trunks in hand. Attack for 15. 15 into 15. Connor at 3 life. It looks like he's going to drop maybe a cell, looks like. 3-drop cell. No. No, choose the Kel. Protect that card. Goes the warp. Pass and turn to Connor. Connor quite the predicament here. The big bad thing about androids, I feel like, is, Cell has a great late game package against most decks because he has the ability to kill multiple threats and these big threats. The problem with androids is androids actually has the same kind of early game threat with the cell chain that we saw Colby do, but they also have a really good mid game with the ability to play out these androids that get bigger as androids takes damage, and they can also attack multiple times to a turn, which is something that's hard for Cell to deal with. So we see Time Patrol Trunks coming down for Connor. He does have an android. Snap keeps the Cell. Probably going to use this to go up to the 5 chain at least to try to kill this kill. He has to get this kill off the board because it's going to draw too many cards for Colby here. Give him way too much card advantage. So we're going to see what he decides to do. That only puts him down to 1 life. I mean, 1 energy. So it looks like actually Connor maybe doesn't have the android in hand to be able to play off of it. Taking a second to think. Again, the winner of this match makes top 16. So it's very important that. Yep, so he's going to use Cell's ability, Cell's leader ability to kill Kel here and attack 15,000 into 15,000. Colby, taking a look, has 3 Trunks in hand. Absolutely devastating hand. Almost every one of those cards are just absurd. That 5-drop Android 18 being probably the worst one in his hand. Actually has 3 Trunks in hand, just so much defense. Going to use the Android 17 here. And then going 15,000 into 15,000 here. Colby trying to step as much life as he can. He's going to take it and go to 3. I like this play. Goes back up to 5 energy. Draws a card. Gets another Cell. Again, not the worst card to put in energy, but you hate that. It makes his Cell chain a lot weaker, though. At this point in the game, Colby probably won't be going up the chain, but he can do it. It's a very dominating way to win sometimes, where you knock your opponent down to 2 life or even 1 life sometimes, and then Cell chain him back down to 3, and then all in, you beat him. Unfortunately, Colby not being able to do that with all of these 7-drop cells and the energy. All right, Connor taking a look at the warp. Take a look at the drop. Just get an idea what his opponent's played, what he hasn't played. Trying to figure out what he wants to do against this attack. If he takes it and goes to 2, he's dead to, a double striker. That's what he decides to do here, though. The player's taking their time. Don't want to make any misplays. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Playing Android 20. I hear to go to 20,000, so 20,000 to 15,000. Connor playing the fastest trunk out of his hand I've ever seen. So that is 3 trunks used by Connor. Time Patrol trunks. Gonna look at the top 2 here. Couldn't see both the cards. A little bit of glare stopped me from seeing what the cards were right there. I'll see if I can catch a glimpse when it goes in his hand. Do not. These players playing fantastically well here. Love watching this matchup. It's so much fun. So 15,000 into 15,000. Time Patrol trunks into cell. Still, Colby has yet to use an energy. Still sitting at 6 energy. Gonna attack 25,000 and negate the attack. Here we go. Android 17 Twin Brother attacking 20,000 to 15. Discarding a card, readying the 18. See if Connor has to take it. Goes to 2. And it gets negated. Okay, passes turn. Has another gate. But very few cards in hand. Colby at 3 life. With many trunks in hand. Still has 3 trunks in hand. Unlikely that he dies this turn, but possible. Though Colby does have the trunks advantage and not the 0-cost combo card super combo advantage, which means his opponent's already used 3. So because of that, it's going to be really unlikely that Connor is going to be able to kill him this turn. Right now, Colby's taking a look at the drop area, seeing all the 4 negates, 3 trunks. Connor cycling through his deck here a little bit, see what he wants to play. Does have access to sell. Bandai attacking. Looks like he's going to attack 15,000 into 25,000. Interesting play here, but Connor knows he has to get this card off the field. He can't afford not to. So he's going to use his last trunks number 4, to go up to 25 to 25. See if he uses any other combo cards. Just uses the trunks of his own. Draw a card. Protect that Android 18. Just too good of a card not to attack. If it survives the turn, it's pretty much game. Colby knows this. Connor's attacking 15,000 into 20,000. Sell into Android 17 Twin Brother. Looks like Colby is going to use Scale to stop it. Again, I'm pretty sure Connor didn't combo anything into that, and Colby might have just forgot that it was at 20,000. I didn't see a combo card come out of Connor there. But again, nothing wrong with that. All right, Colby attacking 15,000. And the Connors here. right, so Connor going to use Sensu Bean here. Yeah, it's 25. He's letting his opponent know it's at 25 here. So he's up to 35. 45. That's game. Very good game there by these players. Another reason why I love watching these games. I love, for some reason, I just really like the Cell and Android matchups. I think they're so much fun to watch. I also think they're really fun to play. Even playing against, I really like it. I like having that mechanic you have to play around. Like, you want to keep your hand low, you want to play around the cell chain, but you want to be careful because sometimes your opponent will bait you out of playing around the cell chain who doesn't have it. And so Android just adds another layer to that, where then you're afraid to attack them too soon. If you attack them too soon, then you make them have tons of cards in their hand, or I'm sorry, you get them to 4 too fast, and then their cards are all their androids are buffed, and they get super big, and it's really hard to play around that. So I just love playing androids. I love playing around androids. It's just such a fun deck to me. I think it's a very well designed deck. It's super fun to watch. Same thing with Cell. It's the same way. You have to play around the cell chain, which is same thing you have to do in the androids. To get Cell, you have to play around Cell's ability, and so you can't play like your high quality threats against Cell whenever he has 2 cards under him, right? You want to play like ones that are good enough to where they want to use it, and that way the next turn you can play your good threat so he can stay on the board for 2 turns. Just really fun. I love that interaction. I love those interactive matchups, and these matchups is extremely good. Now, I'm not sure what each of these players will sideboard in. I think I expect to see some blockers come in. They're probably going to slow the game down a little bit. Also, if the players have it, Champa Further Instructions, another great sideboard card. Sometimes what will happen is your opponent will use a lot of their combo cards and threats in order to protect themselves from your double strikers, and then you just attack in with like your 15k Android or your 15k Cell, and they're just like, oh, that's fine, whatever, and you're like, oh, double strike, go off. So both of those cards very powerful in this matchup. Again, I expect to see a lot of blockers, namely probably Android 16, and see some double strike cards come in a little to maybe end the matchup a little quicker. So we're going to go in here, check in on our players, and then I'm going to redo the overlay here real quick, so we'll have everything ready to go whenever they decide to start. Again, guys, very exciting matchup here, and again, Colby taking game 1 very decisively. Both players very good. So we'll see what happens. No, that's okay. Yeah, I guess we're not really 100% sure. Again, what's going to happen with this matchup. Again, it can go either way, and usually what happens in this matchup is the player who goes first has a huge advantage. I don't say a huge advantage, but I think has a little bit of an advantage, because what he gets to do is he gets to be the first player to play Cell, and that can really change the matchup, because if he plays Cell first, discards are head down to 3, and they don't have the ability to Cell back, can be very devastating. Now, what's great against Connor is he has a little bit of an advantage in the Cell war, because he has the ability to have the Cell leader, so he can get rid of the Cell chain whenever he might not normally have a way to deal with it. And so while Androids does have a little bit of advantage, I guess, like I said, in the mid game, Cell can take over very quickly in the late game, which is very important. So we're going to knock you over here to their... Oh, actually, they're still mulligan. I'm sorry. So yeah, very interesting matchup, very back and forth, very interactive matchup. Like I said, very fun. Connor does get to choose who goes first or second this match. I'll go ahead and like I said, move you guys over to the gameplay desk, or gameplay overlay, the gameplay desk. Tell it's been a long day when I call it the gameplay desk. Alrighty. Again, looks like Connor keeps an Android and some other Android 20 and another card. Wasn't able to see exactly which one it was. But we will definitely take a look at it here. Well, it looks like maybe it was an Android 20 and a Sensu Bean. I like Sensu Bean a lot against Androids. Sensu Bean's really good against Androids until they get to 4 life. So it's very good early in the game, which I think that's probably where Cell struggles the most against Androids. And then, once you get to mid-game, you have to have a different answer. So, mid-game is another weak spot for Cell. But after that, Cell, is a little weak in the early game. I think very weak in the mid-game. And then actually starts coming back in the late game. So I'm just going to hit Connor for 1. And Connor goes to 7. Connor going 2-drop playouts. Android 20, which we did see him keep off his mulligan, get Chilling Terror. Android 17, attack for 10. And Colby's going to take it. Go to 7. 7-7. Colby, unfortunately, it looks like 2 trunks in hand. Just drew his third.
Players Chris Avella and Peter Catani to the stage, please.
Very, very, very scary. 3 trunks. You essentially have 3 dead cards right now. Not the best opening hand here, but he does have the ability to cell chain next turn. So, again, going to attack in 17 into cell here. Card choosing no negates. Has a lot of trunks of his own. Go to 6. Now, what Colby wants to do here is find a way to keep the cell chain if possible. So if he gets cell chained here, he'll have the ability to knock his opponent down to back down to 3 as well, and actually have cell advantage, which is pretty good. Okay, Colby's going to go to 6 as well. Tapping 3, which usually means cell, and their cell going to 5-drop. Again, no value off 5-drop, which is important here. He's not going to be able to kill anything with it, but he will draw a card. So let's make sure he draws a card here. What's important to know here, though, is that yeah, there's that draw. So what's important to note here is that while Colby is getting his hand destroyed first, Colby does get more value out of his cell if he keeps the cards to do it. So Colby going to do Android 20 here, the 5-drop cell. Has to use a trunks, unfortunately. All right, looks like he is going to keep the cell chain. I think he had all the cards for it, but I'm not 100%. We know he has 3. At least he needs at least to go up to the 5-drop, at least, to be able to kill this cell. He's going to go to 5 here. Looks like maybe get knocked down to 3. Okay, he's going to take it. Go to 3. He's going to put 5-drop cell under and kill Tien. Colby is grabbing. It looks like he did get a 7-drop. It's possible. It's possible Colby might just whiff on the cell here. So now it looks like 3-6. Colby at a big life disadvantage here. But again, sometimes the player who sells second is in a much better position. We'll see what happens. Colby playing 3-drop cell. Gonna go Shilling Terror under. Trying to look through his deck here. He does have 5-drop cell. I shuffle his deck here very quickly. All right, Colby's trying to kill the cell. Gonna draw a card after this. Gonna kill the cell again. In this situation, Colby could be pretty ahead here if he can just keep this cell on the field, but it looks like he's not going to be able to again because cell can kill the cell. It's going to make it very hard for him to be able to keep this threat on the field. Though it's possible Colby just decides not to go up to 7 cell, which I like that. I like that play. I think Connor only has 4 cards in hand anyway, so we'll see what he does here. Colby's attacking 15,000 into 10,000 here. Knock his opponent to 5 if it connects. So he might just save it here and just kind of force his opponent to have to do something. His opponent's going to use Android 20. I think Colby might just pass here and just keep the threat of a 20,000 double striker on field. I don't know if there's any way Connor has to deal with it. Looks like he's just going to attack 20,000 into Android 20 here, and looks like he's on pass turn. All right, Connor with 4 energy here. Looks like 1 red, 2 green, and a blue. This might actually be tricolor. So, but it might be tricolor. I think just going to play it in pass. Interesting play here. With only 2 cards in hand, and not the ability to actually use the trunks. Pretty powerful here. It looks like maybe his last card is the Gohan. Yeah, I think his last card here is the Comeback Gohan. That's the card that only costs 2 if you have 4 or less cards in hand, but it does cost 2 red to play. So Connor doesn't have the ability to actually play the card. That can be, it could be pretty devastating in this matchup. Actually might take Colby off guard here. Colby threatening 20,000 here to go to knock Connor to 3 life. He's going to use TN here to go to 20,000. He still needs 1 more card though. He does get his other red for the Gohan though, but doesn't have anywhere near the color. I mean the hand requirement. We'll see if Colby decides to discard back down to 3. If so, this Gohan could be absolutely devastating. Though Colby seems to. All right, going to play Trunks here. So looks like he gets the 5-drop 18 off the top, which is very powerful. Colby going to attack for 15 right here into 10, forces opponent to awaken, draw 2 cards. It's possible Colby with his hand could possibly try to take the game the next turn after this attack if it goes through. Though it's unlikely Connor's going to allow it to go through here. Now he's going to use the Trunks and draw a card. All right, now he's going to discard his opponent down, back down to 3, which means he gets 2 cards out of his opponent's hand, 1 more card from his opponent. Okay, looks like Connor's going to discard his 2 cards here. Or actually pick his 3 that he wants to keep. He's actually going to pitch the Comeback Gohan. Letting Colby know it's in his deck is terrifying. That card I actually thought might get Connor back in the game. Connor thinking it might not be worth keeping at all. 20,000 into 15,000, critical. Colby going to be able to draw a card off of this, it looks like. Maybe actually Colby's at 6 cards in hand. I can't quite see them. Just waiting for the negate call. If he doesn't get a negate, I think he... We'll see if he draws or not. I thought he was at 5, but it might be 6. He's going to take it. Critical, go to 2 life. Colby not able to draw, but has reversed the life lead, 3-2. With Connor with very, very few cards in hand. Connor kind of has the same problem Colby does here of just having so many trunks in hand that it's hard to put a lot of pressure. So here comes 3-drop sell. All right, guys, sorry about that. Had some more people leaving, going home, so I wanted to say goodbye to them. All right, so here's 5-drop sell. Going to kill the 7-drop sell. I like that choice by Connor. I think he has to get that. Cell out. And either way, he's gonna be able to kill both threats with the Cell ability. So he's gonna have 15,000 to 15,000 Cell into androids here. Gonna go up to 20,000. Remember, guys, if you combo a card up to 20, it's much better to at least go up to 25. That forces your opponent to have to use at least more than a Piccolo or more than a super combo. Right now at 20,000, Colby can still get out of range with just one super combo. So he just trades 1 for 1, and actually, because he draws a card, Connor actually loses a card off of it. We talk about that quite a lot in our videos and streams, but it's very, very important, guys, to try to always combo up to 25k. Colby with another 7-drop in energy. I'm going to play that 3-drop Cell. He's going to go 17 into 5-drop here to kill the 5-drop Cell. Oh, Connor actually has another Gohan in hand. That's why he pitched the 1 Gohan. Doesn't need 2. But again, I think Colby's going to be less likely to fall for it this time, considering the fact he saw it go to the drop area. So he's not going to be a surprise. But I think it's such a good sideboard tech by Connor. I really like that card in the sideboard. I like it a lot. It's possible Colby still gets taken off guard here. He is down to 2 energy and really no way to kind of combat it other than the Trunks in hand. Connor at 2 life, though, is going to have to go use a lot of cards in hand. Colby taking a look at his opponent's drop and warp area here, trying to see how many negates he's used, how many Trunks he's used, trying to do some math here, figure out if he should try to go on here. Connor with 3 cards in hand, both being Trunks. Connor making Colby making an interesting play here, going to play 7-drop Cell. Gets 30,000 power, which is the same thing he would get by comboing off of this card. So essentially, he's just trying to get a free combo off of this card. So I think he's actually going to go for game here, attacking for 30,000 into 15,000. See if Connor has a negate. So this is 30,000, 40,000. Draw a card. Draw some Mass Saiyan, which is actually a great draw here. Colby has to be very careful here. He doesn't want to tap too much energy. So that's 30, 40, 55. That's 25, 35. He still has Mass Saiyan in hand, but his opponent drew a negate. Oh, 2 negates in hand. No. Connor, that's a fantastic. He did have Mass Saiyan, unfortunately, which is what he was trying to play around. But it's a very good game, guys. Very quick, great games. Colby does take that game 2-0. KitchenTableMeta Pro player. Looks like he will be making top 16, but we'll have stats with that on Facebook as soon as we know who makes top 16. We'll make sure you guys know. Again, this is only being posted on YouTube, so by the time you guys see this video, you'll have already know who won the event. But unfortunately, that's what happens. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. I'm going to get over here to the caster desk, pop this up. That's been 8 rounds of Dragon Ball Super here at beautiful Indianapolis. Had a great time so far, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for Top 32. Again, guys, make sure you go to ARG-UltraRealityGames.com and look what ARG state championships are near you and go to those events. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blast. You have a chance to win exclusive playmat. I think there's 7 or 8 playmats for top 8. There's a buy for the top. There's a buy in that if you win, you get a buy to go to the 5K and get, I believe, a game win or a free buy. Okay, this is like, for some reason, extremely hard for me to say anything. What I'm trying to say is, if you win the event, you get a buy for the 5K summer event, which is going to be insane, hosted by ARG. So super excited to see what's going on, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Again, guys, we'll be back with the top 16 tomorrow or the next video that you see. Guys, thank you so much for all the support, all the love, and we'll see you guys next time.